Hi, I'm Julie Atwood with the Halter Project, and I want to thank the Ag Extension Advisors, the University of California Cooperative Extension Service, for inviting me to help them develop curriculum for Backyard Farming 101 disaster preparedness. But what if you don't have a backyard farm? Or what if you don't live on a ranch? Well, just downsize. Just about everything you're going to see in this video, you can apply to your situation at home. If we're talking about a safety shed, think about your closet. If we're talking about preparing our goats or our horses or our cattle for evacuation or sheltering in place, think about how those rules can apply to your dogs, your cats, and your turtles. The takeaway message here is that preparedness is for everyone. The most important thing that we want you to take away from these trainings is to be personally prepared. If you're not safe and prepared, you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else, and that includes everyone in your family, including the pets. So, hope you enjoy this video. If you have questions or would like to get in touch with us, visit us at halterproject.org. You can also write to us at rescue@halterfund.org. So hope you enjoy this. Take care and stay safe. We're going to talk about the bullet points that you really need to keep in mind. First and foremost, stay calm, have a plan. Disaster readiness means you got plan A, you have plan B, and you have plan C, because one or more of your plans may not be workable. So you need to think about what could go wrong. You might have an evacuation route, but it might be blocked. You might have a vehicle hooked up and ready to go, but a power pole or a tree could come down on it. You may not have anybody available to help you. Your workers may not be able to get to you. You need to be able to take care of everything that you do on your farm or ranch. Keep things running, take care of yourself and your family, keep your animals healthy, and do your best to take care of waste, products that might be produced by your operation, and prevent them from getting into the environment. So right now we're looking at a defensible space on this ranch. That means that we've got a large area where nothing can burn, nothing can flood, no big trees can come down on anything of importance, and very importantly, because this is a livestock operation, we have safe spaces for the animals. We have dry lot pastures with metal fencing that's not going to burn. We have lots and lots of water sources. We have big tanks that we can top off if we have to. And these animals can move from place to place and move away from dangers caused by a wind event, by grass fire, and they've got lots of high ground in case we are in a flood situation. We also have the arena. It's a big metal arena, so the fencing isn't going to burn, the building's not going to burn. Again, it's on high ground, it's sand, so it's got good drainage, so it's safe in a fire, it's safe in wind, and it's safe in flooding. We want to get all our animals into safe places if we have time to prepare. Here in California, we are prone to incidents that don't give us a whole lot of time to get ready. So that means that you've got to be prepared for what we call a zero advance warning incident. And that means know how to shelter in place safely. So what are the rules to think of when you're protecting livestock on a ranch? A, get them out of harm's way if you have the opportunity. That means you don't wait to evacuate. Once it's a red flag day, once there is an evacuation warning, you want to get everybody and all your equipment ready to go. It's really important when you're preparing to make sure that everything you need is in a safe place and that you can get to it quickly. So on a ranch or a farm or even your backyard livestock facility, you need to make sure that you've prepared a location where your vehicles and your tools and your important life-saving and system-saving equipment are where you can get to them no matter what and where they are safe. So we're in our safe space right now. All of our equipment is staged here. This is a big gravel area. It's big enough for emergency vehicles to get in and swing around. It's big enough for us to get any of our rigs, trucks, trailers, generators, mobile water tanks, whatever we need to get to and get out of here, we can back up, hook it up, roll it out. So make sure that your equipment is not parked under a big tree. Make sure that it's in a place where fire can't run over it, and make sure that it's on high ground if you're in a location that's prone to flooding. So do your safety check, make sure that your vehicles are gassed up, your hitches are in good shape, everything is ready to go. It'll make the difference between life and death and keeping your farming operation viable while the disaster is ongoing, and you'll recover much more quickly afterward. One of the most important things to remember if you're preparing for any kind of emergency or disaster is to have your Plan B equipment ready to go. It's got to be staged and ready and where you can get to it and where it is not going to be in any kind of danger. So that means protecting your power source, your water supply, and your waste management systems, your food storage systems, everything you need for you, your family, and your workers to stay safe if you are sheltered in place, and everything you need to make sure that your systems are going to be maintained in your absence if you're not on your property. So right here we have our ranch pickup. It's hooked up, ready to go with our mobile water tank. This is a tank that can be taken to any location on the ranch. We can hook fire hoses up to it. It can be a resource for the fire service. So that is probably our most important piece of equipment. Number two is this. It's a second generator. It's a mobile generator. On this particular ranch, we actually have 3 mobiles and 1 stationary. This is a big generator. We can get it to our pump. We can get it down to the barn. You could get it to your creamery, but having power available and having water available are going to be the difference between surviving in style and possibly not surviving at all. You've heard me talk multiple times about the importance of having supplies and equipment in more than one place. Whether you live on a ranch or you live in a 1-bedroom apartment, it's really important that you have the stuff you need that's going to help keep you safe and healthy wherever you are. So here on our ranch, this is our number 1 safety shed. A lot of the equipment that's in here we also have in another place at the north end of our ranch. We also have similar equipment in our garage to a lesser extent. We have some in our car, but this is a really easy place for us to get into. This is the end of the arena. This is our animal safe place. So we want to make sure that we have lots and lots of gear here. That would include hoses, fire extinguishers, ladders, which are especially useful in case first responders need to get to a high place and they don't have a ladder truck with them, which is often the case in rural areas. And ladders are always a good idea, just in general. Make sure that they're accessible, especially in times of emergencies. So this shed has a really easy open door, usually. There we go. Inside is basically everything we need to survive. We could live out of this shed if we had to. Is it going to be dark at night? Yes. But the very first thing I'm going to run into on this shelf are all kinds of LED work lights. Lights that stand up, that rotate, lights that hang on shelves. We also have our radio chargers here. We always use little family radios, and we make sure that if it's a red flag day or in the case of an evacuation scenario, everybody in the family has a family radio. So we keep those charged, and this is where we're going to get them. This is actually animal technical rescue equipment. We have an animal technical rescue team here in our community. So this is also the shed that our technical rescue team will come to grab some of the equipment they might need that they don't normally carry with them. Further in, we've got all kinds of personal protective equipment. We have food, we have water, we have more tools, we have sanitation supplies. Everything has a tag on it. We have lots and lots of flashlights. We've got a couple of sleeping bags in here. We've got cleaning supplies. We have hygiene supplies. We have hard hats, safety goggles, extra work gloves, bright vests so that people can stay safe, as well as all the usual stuff, the tools, chainsaws, water, fuel, or actually motor oil, not fuel, and some unusual things like rope bags, tree saws, pretty much you name it. Again, we learned the hard way. We got through 2017 in pretty good shape, but we realized what we wish we'd had and could have done better. And now we are. Not everybody needs to or wants to take it to this level. Make a list of what's most important, what you absolutely need to keep yourself, your family, and your animals safe, and then make sure you have it, and make sure you have it stored where you can get to it quickly and it will stay safe. If you come on over around the corner, I have everything set up right here ahead of time that I'm going to need for the working dogs, for the barn cats, and for the house pets. I also have extra grab and go kits for the people. Why? Because I might not be able to get back to the house. I've also got a big duffel filled with warm clothes staged in front of my vehicle, ready to take off. We've got cat food, cat litter, dog food, dog bedding, crates and carriers, first aid kits for people, first aid kits for cats, first aid kits for dogs, and first aid kits for the livestock. We have horse supplies. We have an ice chest filled with ice and water. We've got a couple of jugs of water. You need all this stuff, and you need it when you need it. So make sure that it's where you can get to it quickly. Make sure it's in a place that's safe, and make sure that you're checking your equipment periodically. Switch out your batteries, switch out your flashlights, check everything at least every 4 or 5 months. Set that on your phone. And by the way, it's a really good idea to make sure that you've got duffels, backpacks, so that they leave your hands free. And I really like to have a fanny pack. The fanny pack's got my communication devices, an extra phone charger. It's gonna have my goggles or my sunglasses, eye drops, lip balm, anything else that's really, really important to me, important ID documents, maybe extra house keys and car keys, whatever you absolutely gotta have. Make sure it's on you and make sure that your hands are free to do the things that you have to do.